Hey guys, welcome back to Social Media University. Tonight you are in for a real treat with this week's action challenge. Are you ready for it? So, the goal is ultimately to create consistency on social media. And there's one way that you can really do that, and that is by having the same handle or username across every single social media platform. Now, the interesting thing is, a lot of people don't ever plan ahead for expanding to different social media platforms. They think, well, I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram, and that's good enough for now. But this action challenge is going to help you to think down the road for yourself as well as for other clients. So, what you're going to want to do is to think of your ideal URL, your ideal handle. It might be your business name, but sometimes you have to get a little bit creative, which I'll get into in just a second. And your goal is to create one handle or username that works across every single social media platform. So what you're going to do is create that URL or that handle. It might be one that is already your primary handle, and check to see its availability across every single social media platform. Now you might be thinking, shoot, I've already checked on Twitter. I've already looked on Instagram. It's not available. Well, that's not a huge issue. You have to go with a plan B. So for example, on Twitter, for example, on Twitter, Taylor Swift herself does not have the handle Taylor Swift. She has Taylor Swift 13. So when you come up with the handle that's going to be consistent across all different social media platforms, it doesn't have to be exactly the handle that you were hoping for your business. Now, the closer you can get it to your business name, the better. But for me, I remember I got the URL for my website, rachelpedersen.com. It's not a very common name, so I was hoping that I would be able to get it across all social media. Well, that was not the case. So I went ahead and went with my plan B, which was the Mrs. Pedersen. And I snapped it up across all of the different social media. And that is what I highly recommend you do now, before you expand to those other platforms and find yourself in that moment of, oh no, this is my handle. Somebody's already taken it. So go ahead and come up with the handle that you want to use. Now, this may be for you, this may be for one of your clients, and if you do this for your clients, they are going to appreciate it so much. It's going to save them a lot of heartache in the future. So once you decide on your primary handle, you're going to want to check to make sure it's available across all of the different social media platforms that you hope to be on someday. This way you're kind of grabbing those handles and making sure that they are yours for future use. Somebody else shouldn't be benefiting from the brand that you have worked so hard to establish. So the big three are going to be Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, but there are other platforms that you may want to expand onto in the future that you may not even recognize yet. So for example, Pinterest, Periscope, Quora, Reddit, Vine, YouTube, and Snapchat. I highly recommend grabbing the handle across every single one of these platforms and making sure it's available so that you have a consistent brand. When people are looking for your brand, they know exactly what your handle is going to be because it's the same across every single platform. So this is a really cool challenge that I'm hoping you are excited about. It's probably something you haven't heard of or thought of before, but I highly recommend that you go ahead and take action.